Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to prepare my favorite meal, which is sadza, and I'm going to eat the sadza with chicken. Now I'm not going to prepare the chicken from scratch because I have some leftovers from last night, so I'm going to use that. So this is what you need to prepare sadza. You need your pot, your plain pot. You need some water, cold water, and you need the kettle. So you want to fill the kettle with water and boil it. And of course you need the hufu or the maize meal. So you also need cooking sticks, and this is important. So to cook my sadza, I've got a variety of cooking stick. So I have a choice. So this one is not really for sadza. So I have a choice to use this, or use a smaller one, or this one. But this is the biggest I've got, so I tend to use this one to cook sadza. This one is for something else, so I'm going to use this one for the sadza. You also need this one, and I'm going to show you how you're going to use it to cook the sadza. So we now have our hufu, which is our maize meal. I've boiled the water, so that's ready, and I've got cold water. So I have that, and I've got mugoti, that's what we call it in Zimbabwe. So that's the cooking stick. Of course, the cooking stick come in different shapes and sizes, so it all depends on what works for you. I use this to mix up to make sure that I don't have lumps in the porridge, and of course the pot. So we're all set. So what I do first to begin with, I put a measure of the maize meal into the pot. So how you determine how much to put in the pot depends on how many people you're cooking for. If it is just you, I tend to use maybe 1 and a bit of that. That should be enough for one person. So because it's just me and my daughter, so I've put 2 of those in there. And now you pour the water in there.
Now here you have to keep stirring until you've got a nice thick porridge, and to make sure that you don't have lumps in your porridge, because you don't want lumpy sadza, it doesn't taste nice. Also, this is when you get to use that musika, and I'm going to place a clip just to demonstrate, like so. As you can see, my porridge is starting to thicken up. So I'll keep stirring until I'm happy that it's now ready to erupt. And yes, it will erupt like a volcano. And when it starts doing that, you have to make sure that the porridge is thick enough as to not cause lumps. Because if you leave it before it's quite ready, it will cause lumps, or the porridge will be lumpy. So you have to make sure it's nice and smooth and thick enough. I am now satisfied that my porridge is thick enough, so I'm going to cover the porridge for a bit and let it do its thing. Like I said, I have my relish from last night, so I'm just going to get that out of the fridge and heat it up. I might add a bit of spinach. And of course you have to keep stirring the porridge. It's just what you do when you're making the sadza. You keep stirring. Now you have to let the porridge cook long enough because you don't want to end up with mbodza. Mbodza just means the sadza is underdone, it's not done properly, or you haven't given it enough time to cook, especially the porridge, the initial porridge. So I will now start adding some more mealie meal, and you have to do it a bit at a time. You don't want to pour lots of it all at once. You end up with mbodza again. Doing it in small measures ensures that the bit that you add in gets cooked as well. So as you add in the extra, then it gets cooked at the same time. And you want to make sure that you have enough fire, meaning you want to turn up the stove. This ensures you don't end up with mbodza again. So enough fire, keep stirring, adding a bit of mealie meal at a time, and do your thing. And now my porridge is transformed into sadza. So I'm going to mix it up the Zimbabwean way, like so. You have to do it properly. Make sure you've got strong hands. I always tell my daughter, be strong, because she does it, she doesn't really show that much energy when she's mixing it up. So I'm always saying, simba. So mix it up thoroughly, and depending on how thick you like your sadza, you can add a bit more mealie meal if you like it thicker than I've made mine. Now turn down the heat and let it sit. We call it kushinyira. It's just to give it a bit of extra, just to make sure that it's well done. And you let it sit for a bit. You might want to mix it up again before dishing out. Now the food is ready. Starving. Now you dish it out. Because my cooking stick is the same as my dishing out stick, so I just use it. But in Zimbabwe we use mukwaku. This is to shape the sadza. You use water as well to make it nice and round and smooth. Now I'm ready to eat, and we use our hands in Zimbabwe. Simply wash your hands and dig in. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.